a lot to take in, right? There is more though. Next, three kings who have taken an even bigger leap of faith. Let's welcome them.
Well, Your Highnesses, so kind of you to join us. You're not from around here, are you?
Well, let me make one correction. We are not really kings. We are just learned men who have earned the respect and adoration of others because of our knowledge and our ability to see and understand things others don't. We watch the stars to tell us things about our world.
I'm working on using the stars to foretell the weather.
Now that would be great. We could use that. I know our weathermen haven't been doing too well lately. The day they say it won't rain, that day it certainly will.
When I viewed the stars that night, I found one I could not identify on my charts. None of us could. I watched the star for several nights and realized it was moving.
We couldn't explain it.
I remember reading in the ancient prophecies that a star would appear in the east and that it would lead us to a new king.
A new king, huh? What would King Herod think about that?
Well, we actually stopped by to see him, of course. We wanted to know if he knew where this new king was, but he hadn't heard anything. He seemed as curious as all of us were.
More than curious. As we later found out,
He practically ordered us to find this new king so he could go worship him too.
we continued to follow the star so we could deliver our gifts.
So, what sort of gifts do you give a king?
He brought him gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
I suggested the myrrh. I like the smell.
But myrrh is usually used to prepare bodies for burial, isn't it? Isn't that kind of an inappropriate gift for a baby?
Are you questioning the wisdom of a wise man?
No, of course not. Never.
There is more to the gift of myrrh than just a nice smell. It symbolizes the supreme sacrifice this baby will be called to make for us when he becomes a man.
That sounds like another show. So, where did the star finally take you?
We found him in a stable. Such a terrible place for a king.
All those animals. And he was sleeping on hay. Not a fitting place.
The prophecies say this king will be a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. I think the humble setting couldn't have been more perfect.
There is a lot of truth in that, I guess. Anyway, we gave the child our gifts.
And we told his parents what King Herod had said. But then, as we were starting back, I had a very troubling dream. An angel warned me not to return to King Herod because, out of his jealousy, he would harm the new king and us.
We tend to believe his dreams. They usually are right, unlike his weather forecast. So, we've mapped out a different route and we'll be going home another way.
Speaking of which, we should be going.
Yes, we have a long journey ahead. And besides, our camels are standing in the no parking area.
Of course, of course. Well, thank you for being on our show. Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand for the wise men. I don't know. Shepherds seeing angels, kings dreaming dreams. Either everyone has gone crazy or something really miraculous did happen. Maybe our final guests can clear up the mystery. Our staff spotted them just as they appeared to be packing for a trip, and they reluctantly agreed to appear on this program. Here they are, the family that caused all the excitement. Mary, Joseph, and the baby. Mary, Joseph, I can't thank you enough for coming to visit with us.
We can't stay long. We have to get to Egypt very soon.
Remember the dream the wise men talked about? Joseph had the same dream. God told us to take our baby and move to Egypt because Herod means to harm him.
We don't know exactly what Herod is planning, but he's probably so jealous of some other king coming to take his place, he could try to kill our son. I don't want to take any chances. He's too special already.
He is very sweet.
And too important for all of us to allow any harm to come to him. This baby has a special destiny. He's mine, but he really belongs to all human beings everywhere. I mean, an angel told me he was coming.
What did you name him, Mary?
We call him Jesus.
And you chose that name because someone in Joseph's family had that name?
No, the angel told both of us that Jesus was to be his name. Jesus means Jehovah is salvation. The angel also told me that the name meant he would save all people from their sins. Just think about it. Who can save people from their sins except God? And the angel was instructing us that that was the name for our baby. I shudder when I think of what all this means. Our baby is. We don't argue with angels either.
I know you two are in a hurry, but our audience must have a lot of questions about all this. Can you answer just a few?
Wasn't this king, foretold by the prophets, supposed to be a descendant of David?
Joseph is from David's family. So am I.
Joseph, what do you do for a living?
I'm a carpenter.
No offense. But if this is the savior we've all been waiting for, don't you think God would have chosen a more distinguished family member as a father? You know, one of the chief priests, or a leader of the temple, or at least a wealthy merchant.
No offense taken. I know I'm one of the humblest branches of the Jesse family tree. But I think you're missing the point here, just like Herod. Jesus didn't come to be a human king, someone who knocked Herod off the throne and rule in a great palace. I don't think Jesus is born to bring us just health, wealth, and happiness like what we all crave for. God might probably have a much bigger plan with the gift of his son.
The angel did tell me that Jesus will be given the throne of King David and that his kingdom will have no end. Jesus' kingdom would not be of this world, but of heaven. He didn't come